So the world is rapidly changing, and as things in the world escalate, tensions escalate, there's probably not a time in history where there's been more divisiveness amongst the country, between family members. There's a lot going on. And on top of that, you add economic insecurities globally, but especially here in the United States. That's where I am at. My name's Joel. I am a father of 4, a husband. I'm also a industry sound professional. I've been working in the post-production sound industry for 17 years. And I'm going to tell you right now, as a professional, I've been through a lot of ups and downs in the industry. And along the way, what I have learned, I've learned skill sets. I've learned the art of communication, the art of persistence, of curiosity, of hard work, and most definitely relationships. But along the way, I developed a passion for sharing here on YouTube. I had a couple different channels, and now I'm starting this journey. And part of what I bring here is my own experiences of walking through my own personal development as a professional, and how those fears and how the conflicts, the roadblocks that I experienced trying to navigate the ladder of climbing in Hollywood, how those have transferred into being a husband, being a father, being a person of faith, being an entrepreneur, a business owner, small business owner, and now a content creator here on YouTube. And what I want to do is I want to let you know that you have a long list of experiences. Now, you may not be coming from where I am career-wise in Hollywood, but you might be a doctor or a lawyer or a teacher, a mechanic, a plumber, a stay-at-home dad, a stay-at-home mom. You have experiences, friend, that the world needs during a time like this. With so much going on, so much uncertainty, let's call it that, so much uncertainty, the world needs your voice of hope right now. And as I journey and share the reasons why I believe you should be sharing your story here on YouTube, there's going to be bumps in the road. There's going to be these, what Seth Godin calls the dip. I became a reader last year, read a lot of books, and I recently heard someone talk about Seth Godin's book, The Dip, and I really want to get it. I haven't read it yet, but I do know that in that book he talks about this dip in most people's success journey. And I've experienced that as a professional in the industry. You face these ups and downs, these peaks, these valleys. I've also experienced that too with my journey on YouTube with my other channels. And one of the biggest things that I took away from hearing this person talk about the Seth Godin book, Dip, was that I have lived that. And I am telling you that it's true. That most people will start something, but they'll never finish it because they can't handle the dips. They can't handle the swings, right? And what's funny, what did I just read? I just read this thing on, I think it was a post, I think from Guitar Center. Okay, any guitar players out there, right? Guitar Center put out this thing and said something that out of every 10 people who pick up the guitar this year, a year from today, or a year from when they start, one person will be playing still. And I don't know if that is a more concise example of the dip, of people not pushing through and persevering when things get hard. Because the truth of the matter is, things are hard. You can't find overnight success. There's no such thing as it. And so if you are over 40 and you're watching this video, I'm going to plead with you to share your story, to start bringing your own life experiences to the platform, so that 20-year-old self you, somebody out there who's in the same spot that you were 20 years ago, can gain knowledge and wisdom from your experience, from your pain. Oftentimes what happens is people will start their YouTube journey and then they'll just quit. On my other channel that's geared toward helping aspiring sound professionals navigate the industry, I am committed to one video a week for the next 10 years. And God willing, I have at least 20 more years in the industry. If I just do that, and I've been consistent now for quite some time, and I'm starting to see the benefit of it, you can't stop. And so I want to encourage you, those who are over 40, those men and women, those parents, those doctors, lawyers, accountants, CPAs, mechanics, bakers, whoever you are, there is an audience for you. There are people out there who need to hear your hope during such a crazy time like right now. I don't know about you, but every time I open my phone, it's some kind of crazy story. And I remember listening to the great motivational speaker, Jim Rohn, and he was telling a little story about how first thing in the morning, I wake up and I get the newspaper, and all I read was robbing, stealing, wars and all these things, the sky is falling, all this stuff. That's not the way to start your day. But, I'm guilty of doing that too. Grabbing my phone right away, right? Grab my phone, go right to the news, right? Go right to social media. And I'll tell you right now from experience that more often than not, if I start my day going directly to the news, to the destruction of what's going on, the chaos of the world, whether it's economically, politically, depending on what side you're on, then I will not have a good start to my day. But if I wake up and if I take a moment to just be grateful for waking up today. Because let's face it, friend, we all woke up today, and that is a gift. And the harsh reality is that none of us know how much time we have left here on earth. And so when I wake up in gratitude, and I'm a prayer, and a meditator, when I take time to be still, to journal, to pray, to meditate, to reflect, to write, my days are often way better, so much better. And so with all that's going on, friend, the world needs your message today. So you might be asking, Joel, how do I start? Friend, just pick up the phone. You have a phone. You might be watching this on a phone. Turn the camera on. You could use it looking at yourself. You could use it turning the other way. You might already have a really cool camera. You use it, but you don't need fancy equipment. All you need to do is click record and just upload it. You don't even need to get into fancy editing. You don't need to put music on. You don't need to do jump cuts. You don't need to go back and forth. Just start. Just do it. Friend, the world needs your voice of hope right now. They need to hear what it's like to get through those sleepless nights if you're a parent. How to handle difficult conversations with your teenagers if you're a parent of teens. If you're someone who has experience in the medical field. What was it like going through college? What was it like going through medical school? What did you have to do? How was the balance? Maybe you're an experienced plumber and you have a business and you're thriving in your plumbing business. Someone who has a dream to do that, to have their own business, needs to hear how difficult it was to get started. How did you get clients? Friend, the world needs your story. Will you start today? Because all it takes is one thing. One choice. What are you going to do today that is going to better your life? And for some of you who are watching, turning the camera on and sharing your experiences, your strengths, the hope that you have, could literally change the whole trajectory of your life. Friend, start today. The world needs you. I'll catch you over here in one of these other videos or in the next video. Take care, friend.